Happy weekend Stock Talk, everyone. Today is July 15th at 9 a.m. Eastern Time. Today, we're going to be looking at SPY, as always, tracking general market movement followed by commodities. And we will finally go through all of your tickers. Thank you for all of your ticker submissions. I'm looking at the comments over here, and it is a lot of comments that you guys posted. Thank you for that, and we're going to try to tackle most, if not all of them. Let's get right to it. SPY, general market movement. We talked about 279.40. A close above that would be bullish for the markets. Did we close above that? Yes, but we closed above with relatively light volume on Friday and actually posted on Facebook, on the Facebook page. You guys might have seen PSA. Watch as we near 279.40, right, for SPY, and then once we went up, you know, we crossed it, and then we retested 279.40 as a support. So let's take a look at intraday SPY, and you guys can see that, you know, we kind of came down here, retested, kind of came down here, tested again here. So far so good. What do I see for the markets in the near future? Well, we said that on the 180-day chart, this is a bullish sign. Should we start, consolidating horizontally? That's a bullish sign for the markets, and that could be the necessary time we need to get that push up to where? To the 283.80 mark. So around 283 to 284 would be the next resistance, and that would be where I would be looking for profit taking, including myself right here. And the reason is, you guys can imagine, this is the 180-day resistance. Any close above this area, 287, and it's, you know, free range. You guys, it can go, you know, higher and much higher, significantly higher. But I don't expect us to cross this rather easily. At the very least, I expect some sort of, kind of consolidation back to the higher low area before we have another leg up. But right now, right? Any close, I'll just give you the other scenario, any close below this 275.90 mark would be extreme, well, it would not be extremely bearish, but would be signaling a short-term downtrend for the markets. And there, we would expect some sort of support around 272. So I just want to point that one out, but so far, it looks pretty darn bullish for the markets. Okay? TVIX. This is volatility. Look what's happening with volatility, right? Continues to drop. You guys can see that volatility broke its all-time low, 180-day low, and now we're going down, 37.89. I expect this to continue to trend down, even if SPY kind of consolidates sideways, because, you know, people realize that if we consolidate sideways, what sign is that? That is a bullish sign, right? We talked about how, the market likes the rest before it makes another push up. So, especially when we've tested that resistance so many times already. /CL tracking crude oil futures, my bad. Crude oil on the 180-day chart, you guys can see a couple of things. The 10-year resistance continues to be at 76.30, 76.40. And what are we doing right now? Look at this big sell-off that occurred here. And we went to the 20 EMA, and what happened? What happened, guys? If you guys were watching crude oil during this time like I was, because I'm looking for an entry into crude oil. However, at the last, 2 hours of Friday trading or something like that, we formed a massive rejection at the 20 EMA, or the light blue line, for crude oil. Look at the 1-day, 1-minute chart. What happened? Look at that. Massive rejection, got pulled down, and now trending downwards. So what are we looking for? We're looking for crude oil to continue to drop a little more. Right now, I see a support around $68.30. Have we reached that area yet? Not yet. And look how we're getting rejected. Sure, we formed a near-term support around 69.58. At the very least, there's potential for it to come down. There's certainly potential for it to come down now that we formed a rejection signal. Plus, because of this massive down move, we need some time to consolidate near the bottom, right, guys? Take a look at when we made this down move, right? This is obviously bigger in magnitude, but look at that. Doesn't this look familiar? What is happening now, right? There's like a similar pattern that's kind of forming right now. Again, crude oil continues to be bullish, but not into a position like UWT or GUSH that follows crude oil right now, given that it's actively trending downwards. Actually, let's take a look at GUSH really quickly. And GUSH is actually playing out into a very interesting pattern. I will show you guys. Here's GUSH, which is oil gas exploration. You guys can see right here. Resistance was at 40.50. And now we spiked above, right? We broke this ascending triangle pattern, and we are back down at the semi-support area. So that's actually really interesting, something I'm monitoring. I think there's potential for it to come down a little more, perhaps 39, even perhaps a little lower than that before it recovers. But certainly, this is one that I'm watching in terms of potential buy, especially once crude oil starts stabilizing. So I want to show you guys the 1 year chart for GUSH. This is the, actually, if you guys want a ticker to watch, this is the ticker to watch for this week. And I'm looking for it. Starts actively closing below like $39, $38. That's certainly a little more bearish, but you guys can see this ascending triangle pattern right now, and it could play out more to the downside. But yeah, certainly that is one I'm keeping my eye on. Look at that, right, guys? Doesn't that look not bad? I hope that looks not bad to you guys. Look at this uptrending, right? Well, first of all, let me just show you that here's the 3 year chart we're looking at, and up, down move, up, consolidation move, right? Pretty good overall. So I just want to show you guys this pattern, and yep, hopefully you guys are able to benefit from these patterns. All right, let's take a look at /NG natural gas futures. Natural gas, so very interesting pattern. Look how we're getting rejected down. Remember in past videos we talked about what? The potential for natural gas to continue going lower. Now, before I continue, I want to thank everyone for joining me in this video. If you guys do like this video, oh, there's a thumbs up button, right? So you can, guys, please hit that thumbs up button if you do like this video. Now, if you didn't like this analysis, or if you don't like this video, I hope you do like it in the future, because like I said, sometimes what I say in technical analysis is not going to pan out 100% of the time. Sometimes when I say something, it doesn't happen immediately tomorrow. It happens the day after tomorrow. And sometimes when I say it, you know, it happens tomorrow, and hopefully most of the time that occurs. But the purpose of this is to help you guys, whether you guys are, you know, just starting to trade, if you guys aren't making money trading, or if you're making money, you want to optimize your, you know, your trading habits. That's certainly the way to go if you guys are watching this video. So I hope this helps, and just hit that like button or subscribe to this channel. And guys, you guys can check out my Facebook page where you guys can message me as well. That link is the description below. Let's continue talking about natural gas. Right, we said that natural gas has a support at 2.758. Now, we closed right at 2.758, but I want to show you guys why we were looking at the 1 hour chart, but we're going to look at the 1 year chart here, daily candles, and look at that. We fell right to the support. So I told you guys, natural gas continues to be trending lower and lower. Right now, you could theoretically play the UGAZ or UGAZ position. If you bought in at Friday close, a UGAZ follows natural gas. So because it's so overextended, there might be some up move at the support, right? Even though we didn't see much on Friday. Now, if we actively see this declining, obviously you can stop loss out at that point, but this is the place where you're closest to risk, and you could take that position into UGAZ. Now, yep, so this continues to be downtrending. Should we actively start closing below this 2.748 level, we can expect the next support to be around 2.661. However, I do expect this to hold up at the very least a little bit for natural gas, so I'm looking for a small bounce in UGAZ at the very least. So let's take a look at UGAZ or natural gas. Oh yeah, you guys can see how natural gas is at the support now. So we're looking at the 1 year chart. Look at the support, guys. We're really close actually to this support down here. Certainly a little bit of potential to keep dropping just a little more to probably $53.40, but that's the area where we would want to look for in terms of a buy into UGAZ. All right, let's take a look at /GC gold futures. Gold futures holding the support quite nicely, actually. 1241.8 continues to be a nice support. The only thing is we have downward pressure. We have sellers continuing to push or trying to push gold lower, and that is certainly not a good sign. And you guys can see consolidation to the right, big down move. Tried to recover here at the support, hit the 20 EMA or the light blue line, rejected, coming back down again. So am I looking for any trade right now? If any, you should be looking for a JNUG or the one that follows gold, but even that is a little risky as we are continuously being pushed down. And you guys can realize that on the 3-year chart, you guys can see that the next support is around 1213, 1210, around that area where we, and that's a long ways to fall for gold. But gold actively continues to trend lower. So that's gold for you. Oh my. All right, let's take a look at your tickers. Kimberly, welcome to the channel. Netflix. Okay, so Netflix is one that I actually looked at even before you called it out. So Netflix is one. It was interesting because you guys can see that it fell 4%, and now I'm eyeing Netflix just like you are, because we all know that Netflix is a strong stock. However, it's been on an uptrend for a very long time. You guys can see for a period of like over a month of just up, and now we formed a double top. So the question is, where could we buy in? Well, you guys can see there's a semi-support around 389, but because it's been trending up for so much, I want to get it at a better deal. Right now, we're still at a premium at the high. It might continue to bounce up and go that way, sure, but I want to buy in near the 348 to 360 level. Now, 367 is a pretty good level I would start eyeing for reversal, and so that is actually, you guys can see, around this area is where I'm looking for an entry as well into the Netflix, around 367, 80, around that area. Anything lower than that will be obviously a very good bargain, and I would start averaging down at that point. But this is a very nice pattern. Hopefully it comes down a little more so we can get it in at a better price. Adrian, one bear does not. Thank you for your comment. Will, WTW looks like ready for a 10% pop. 10% pop. Does that mean I should go in right now? 10%. So one thing to note is right now it's constantly on a downtrend, right? You guys can see on the 1-year chart, overall it's on an uptrend. This is Weight Watchers. Overall it's on an uptrend. Actually, hold on, let me take a look at something. Okay. So right now it's constantly on a downtrend in the near term, and we're looking for at least a support around $87-$60, and that's the support I'm looking for right now. Do we have a confirmation of reversal? So once you guys enroll in the course, which is still under development, but once you guys enroll in the course, you should be able to identify that we do not have an active reversal pattern right now. This is a constant downtrend. You guys can see that we formed a tail candle on this day. However, we got rejected once again, and now we're closing at the low of that candle. Certainly not a good sign, and this continues to trend lower. So again, I would wait for this to drop a couple more dollars before we look for some sort of reversal or a consolidation pattern at that point. All right, Chris. Yeah, thank you for your question, Chris. So those questions were reserved for those people in the course as well. Here we'll just cover tickers. So, but thank you for submitting your question. Eric, things are looking good for the market. Consolidation sideways. Yes. So you are eyeing the same thing I'm looking at. So very nice, Eric. Rizwan. Hey, Kevin. Short SFM today. Your opinion, please. Short SFM. So good, I like it. So if you went short this morning, look how they got rejected right here, right? Pretty good. I like that short. The only thing is you guys can see that the support actively becomes the 2080 to 2167. But I see what you're saying. The 200 SMA line, the red line, right, could be a short right here. You love shorting Sprouts. Oh, this is funny, but I like it. That's a good one to go at if you're shorting and it looks like there's potential for it to go down. Of course, you know where your stop loss is, right? The most important for this one is, if we start reversing, you know when to get out. But right now, great job on your. I think that's okay. So, okay. Resistance 2280. Where is that? 2280. Oh, you're saying right there? Well, the resistance, yeah, is around this area. Exactly, 2280. Good job. All right, Vin, let me tackle one of your tickers. So one ticker per submission per person, please. And let's take a look at Cisco. Ooh, what happened here? Okay, so Cisco, 180. Let's look at the 1-year chart. Yep. Oh, volatile around this area. So Cisco is one you guys can see on the weekly chart on the more near term that it constantly makes a lower high. Whoa, what's happening? Lower high pattern plus a lower low pattern, right? So this is a declining pattern in the near term. Look at this pattern right here. You guys can see that? So the thing about that is it is declining, and you guys can see that we're heading near the bottom. There's potential for it to go up, but because of this magnitude of this drop, I would like to see a couple of days of consolidation at the bottom at the very least, and we just don't have an uptrend right now. You guys can see the 1-year chart. Oh, this is an erratic pattern as well. Oh, especially this candle. That does not look good. Look at the 3-year chart. Alright guys, I'm even going to take off these lines. These lines no longer look good. I'm just going to put in this line. You guys can see that? What are you looking at? We got rejected at the 20 EMA on the weekly candle chart, and that is not a good sign for Cisco. Look for lower prices to come for this one. It might recover just a tad bit, but this is a declining pattern. All right, SOXL, Evan, yes sir. Okay, so SOXL. One thing to know for SOXL is you guys can see that it's been holding a horizontal pattern for the most part. 183 resistance. This is semiconductor bulls, right? Yeah, 183, 184 resistance, and this is just a horizontal pattern. And right now, the thing about this pattern is we're nearing the middle, and you guys can see the number of candles above is slightly more than the number of candles below. But certainly, I think there's a better time to get an entry. If you want to get into entry now, certainly allocate your risk effectively, because you could easily fall. Your account size might fall 10%. The question is, are you willing to take that drop? So if you put in your entire account size, I'm pretty sure you don't want to risk 15% of your account. So, monitor your risk accordingly, but this one, we're not in an optimal position to buy in right now. You guys can see this trend, right? Not an optimal position. There's better prices to buy around 126, 128 area. At the very least 138, but it's just not there yet. $10 less. Okay? Hey, nice video. Thank you. IS, can you take a look at CRC for the next week? I took a position today, but I exited. I wasn't very bullish. So you took a position, you did a day trade, and you exited. I believe you will say to wait for a retest. So interesting that you're predicting what I'm saying. This one pattern, looking at the 1-year chart, is there a pattern of a reversal? The answer to this one is no. There's no pattern of reversal. You guys can see is all red candles, and this time we formed 4 red candles. Again, here's 4 red candles over here. So just no sign of reversal right now. 180-day chart, you guys can see selling pressure to the downside significantly. So I would still look for lower prices to come until and if when we see that reversal pattern pan out. Right now, there's no reversal pattern, certainly no buyers at this point right now. So, and look how much this has stretched up, right? This one's kind of a little bit overextended. I like how it's kind of recovered in the middle, but oh man, look at the 3-year chart. That doesn't look good, right? That almost looks like a start of a downtrend, but this is one where we want to monitor risk accordingly, because look what happened here. We kind of formed a similar candle here, but we got buyers coming in. So if we see buyers coming in this week, that's where you could, then we'll revisit it. But for now, there's certainly no sign of reversal as we are overextended over the 20 EMA. So good job, I think, exiting. This is one to watch, but not one to actively participate in at this time. Ally was one that was called out by a user on Facebook, so thank you for that. Ally, broke the pattern. Interesting. Let's take a look at this. Hold up, guys. Let's take a look. Ooh. So the problem with this chart is it broke the pattern. It went up, but I think there is still potential for this one to come down. Now you guys can see that next 726 is that next week. Next week, there are earnings coming up, so that's going to fluctuate the where it comes out. So I would not, participate in earnings once. If I would wait until it kind of settles down. You guys can see how here on earnings we were overextended pretty much on the top, and that was the catalyst back down. If we stay up here, that could be the catalyst to go down again, and there's potential for this one to drop. So even though we kind of broke out, I'm just not satisfied with this trend right now. I'm not convinced enough that we are breaking out just yet, given that earnings are coming out. So I would wait for this one. This is Ally Bank. Gotcha. So I wait perhaps at least a week for this one to pan out. But let's revisit it. If it continues to trend up, send me another message, and I'll be glad to look at it that one again. Okay, wow. This video is getting really long. Craig, SGH, right? SGH, constant decline, no sign of reversal. This one has a semi-support around this area, 28.17, but this is just down, 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 down. This buy signal, oh, no. You guys can see that, right? There's really, this one has dropped so much. At the very least, the longer it drops, I like to see it consolidate even longer right now. No sign of a pop over the the light blue of the 20 EMA. This is one we want to stay out of until we see some sort of reversal pattern. Shelly, can you take a look at Microsoft? Can the bullish pattern continue? Okay, Microsoft. So Microsoft, ooh. Okay, 105.43. So yeah, so what goes up, certainly the bullish pattern can continue, but right now, like your, the analysis that you've done, yeah, like the analysis that you've done, we can continue to make all-time highs, sure, but the question is, when are you going to be satisfied with the amount of profit that you get? And it looks like you're satisfied already. That's really good. I like it because you made that percentage of profit. You're like, okay. So, in my opinion, I would wait for a retracement, at least back down to the 20 EMA or the light blue line before taking that position. Right now, we're at a period of active, increase. However, we don't know when it will stop right now, right? That's the thing. And therefore, we would want to, hold on. There's a good potential that this one will continue trending higher. A little more. So there's potential for it to trend a little bit higher, but certainly I think I like your idea of kind of like just watching and waiting until it kind of sells off a little bit. You certainly don't want to catch a train at the very end, right? That's the people who want to get out of the train and then they get kind of, left on when everyone else is leaving at that point. So, yeah. AMD today. Okay, so AMD, this one's for you, Space Ghost. AMD continues to be one that I continue to watch. Look at another alert. I've set another alert at around $15 almost. Once it closes below $15, I'm going to get that alert. But right now, we're forming another red candle. So I'm looking for a buy around $14 to $15 at this area. Right now, we're too overextended still. And I see potential for AMD to continue to go down. Okay? All right, so AVAV, let's take a look at this one. Oh, way overextended. Way overextended. Are we going to go bull with this one? No. Are we going to go shorting on this one? No, we're not going to short this one yet because we don't have a signal of a downtrend yet. We don't see any red candles, but certainly this one is overextended, and if anything, I would be more favoring a short than a buy. So thank you for this one. This is a call out. So yeah, this is a good one to watch for a short. So look at the 3-year chart, right? Look how overextended we're. Oh man, this one looks nice. All right, Apple. Apple. Okay, continues to trend higher. Just note that we do have a resistance around 194. We're nearing that 191, 193, 1.33 area. So you guys can see on the weekly chart that the best time to buy in would be probably around the 20 EMA, so around 183. But at the same time, the best time to buy in would be around 173. I don't know if we're going to get this chance of it coming down again like that. But I would wait for it to come down a little bit. If it starts actively breaking this resistance, that could be a buy, but breaking that resistance is usually a little riskier, but this is Apple once again, so we expect this one to climb as markets to continue to climb. So I think this one's good. It's just your potential is not that great because Apple, 2% down, 6%. Yeah, so just monitor your potential accordingly. All right. That is everything that I am doing today. I don't know if I covered everyone, but I covered a ton of tickers. And in that case, please submit your ticker again if I did not get to your ticker. Thank you for watching the video. Like if you like this video. If you guys stayed to the end of the video, I hope I can give you like a prize or some candy, because man, was this a long one, right? Thanks once again for watching this, and I'll see you guys tomorrow for a late night stock talk. It is going to be a late night. You guys are going to enjoy it because it's going to come out at like 10 p.m. Eastern time or something like that, or maybe later. So I'll see you guys tomorrow. Happy trading.